Welcome to your daily focus for September the 6th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now we have an exciting energy, energies around us actually. We have the new moon. We'll get to that. Let's start with the numerology. We have the 6 energy. The 6 energy, it is a universal number of love. So it could be very much about our relationships, adding to our relationships, deepening our relationships, growing our relationships, intense relationships, new partnerships, new beginnings within relationships, even relationships that have kind of lost their spark. It gets a new energy, a new dynamic perhaps. But the 6 is also about our health and well-being. It's about our mundane day-to-day activities, our routines, job, not career so much, but job. And the 6 energy allows us to understand what has value, what does not have value, what needs to go. It's about getting our ducks in a row with the 6 energy so that we have more of a balance or a harmony. Now, if we do the daily numerology, it would be a 2 energy, 20 actually to a 2 energy. And that is all about, the 2 energy is all about decisions that need to be made, but turning points, awareness. So it's not a day for our minds to drift, but rather to be very focused on what's happening to us, what's coming into our lives, what's leaving our lives, what kind of energy do we feel around us, who's around us, what's the environment look like. Because either we'll say, we don't like this anymore and it's time to move forward. Or we will say, I love this and I need more of this into my life and I'm going to start manifesting it, creating it, bringing it into existence, bringing it into reality. So we can be very assertive over the next several weeks on achieving our desires, our wants, our goals, and bringing in a harmony, bringing in a happiness. It's an excellent time actually for, we have the sun in Virgo or the moon in Virgo, and we will have the new moon in Virgo at 14 degrees. Now, 14 degrees is about having more by having less. The 14 degrees is, allowing a little bit of a struggle in your life, not having to have everything so perfect and in order and available to you in order to make things work. Think back to what it was like maybe 100, 150 years ago with no running water, no electricity really, telephones, nothing. You hoped you had a house near a stream so that you could go and get water easily. You wouldn't have to carry it back. Water is extremely heavy. To do the dishes, to do the laundry, maybe you took the clothes down to the stream or the river and headed in between rocks. So we have a lot of things that make our life a lot easier, and sometimes we feel that we just can't survive without it. And we could. And sometimes not spending our money on these little toys and gadgets short term will allow us to free up finances, maybe even energy, in order for us to really go forward in our success, to really enable ourselves to not only have that toy, but many others. And probably a better model than you were originally going to intend on getting by going without for a little while. So what do you truly need, and what do you have around you? And what do you need to bring in as well? Having more by having less is sometimes replacing a whole bunch of things with one thing. One thing that'll do the job for everything. You don't need all the buzzers and gadgets and bells and whistles and maybe it's in your heart, maybe it's in your thoughts, maybe you have to simplify things, maybe you are overthinking things. You don't need all that information. You don't need all those questions answered. You don't need to really have a resolution in that area. You can move on and let it work itself out. I think of the blacksmith when I think of the 14, hammering that iron and bending it at just the right time. And it's almost like sometimes we feel like we are that piece of iron. And the heat gets turned up and turned up and turned up. And just when we think we can't do it anymore, we bend. We go in the way that we need to. We go with the flow. We twist. We go with we twist. We turn. We can navigate through the energy so much easier, so much more effectively. Oh, look at this. The Four of Swords fell out. Four of Swords is very much about, especially when it falls out of a deck, not taking risks on your health and your well-being. If you're tired, sleep. This is about regeneration, rejuvenation. This is about taking care of you. This is about taking care of you so that you are ready to go forward with an energy, with an excitement, with a drive, with a momentum. If you're not feeling up to the challenge, you're not going to meet the challenge. And we just came off of the full moon, so we could still be lagging a little, and that's okay. You're not too late. You have lots of time. Do not worry. The card can also symbolize taking off your armor, hanging up your weapons, and resting and restoring yourself, and expecting, knowing, not even expecting, but knowing that the next time you open your eyes, the world will be anew for you. There'll be new opportunities, new things, new people, new environments. And we have the Two of Swords. Oh my goodness. The Two of Swords fell out. The Two of Swords is about making a decision. And yes, it could be a very hard decision. It could be a very emotional decision that needs to be made. And it's not an easy decision. And the more you look on the external for the answer, the less likely you are going to be able to come to the right decision. It's internal. You need to look within. We're wearing a blindfold because we don't want to see what's outside of us, kind of making us biased to one thing or another, but rather looking within and understanding our emotion and how we feel and what needs to change and what needs to be said and what needs to be done, and making a decision on you and your betterment. Okay, we'll put that one in. Now, I do know that this new moon is attached to stars and planets that have a lot to do with prophecy, with intuition. So I hope you are journaling, because I told you in the September at a glance to journal, not only for all of September, but October. The insights you will get, the self-discovery, the revelations. I mean, I said it just, looking over the energy. Now that we're getting into the energy, I'm like, it is going to be so useful for you, but not even useful. It's like, instead of taking that bicycle on your path, you're taking a jet. Because the revelations will come in, the self-discovery will happen, the clarity, the understanding, the knowing. So journal, absolutely. So you could write out the prophecy of your future. You could hear prophecies. People will be prophesizing, absolutely, of what's to come, of what's next in our world. But you can too. So meditate, contemplate. Allow your mind to wander a little bit, or direct your mind to something that you want to truly bring into your life. And things may happen just seemingly out of nowhere. You may get that thought, you may get that awareness, you may get that understanding, and you're not even sure where it came from. I've heard of people, they've stopped abruptly, and then just after that, a car went whizzing by, and they heard almost stop at the same time. Like it happened that quickly. But they kept going. And so our bodies take over with the instinct of stop when we heard stop, but it was internal. It was a whisper in our ear. And it saved us. Because we have important work to do. Because we have a unique path to walk. Oh, that's way too many cards. Oh, but all good ones. But the Wheel of Fortune stood alone. And since it is a new moon, I would have to think that this card is telling us that yes, we are moving into a new season, a new energy, a lighter energy, a happier energy. This new moon has all kinds of good luck connected to it. There may be gifts coming your way. There are compliments coming your way. Good offers. You come across these wonderful deals that you would never thought you would find in a million years. And there they are right in front of you. But this card is all about moving forward. Even if somebody's doing a reversal reading where the cards are upright and reversed, and I don't usually do it I don't do it for the dailies. I do it once in a while, but rarely do I do it because the card gives so much information. But even in an upside down position, this card is one that denotes better times ahead. So collectively, for all of us, there are better times ahead. This is where we may see our future, design our future, expectation, raising the expectation of what's going to come into our lives, of what we're going to create, of what we're going to manifest. Abracadabra. Okay, I better cut these cards and stop jabbering. So pay attention to your dreams, waking and sleeping. Psychic abilities will definitely be highlighted over the next 2 weeks. So even if you don't think you have psychic abilities, if it's in the raw form, it may come through. So pay attention. Look at this, the Two of Wands. This is summoning in our tomorrow. This is bring it on. Come to me. I am ready. I'm waiting in anticipation, hopeful anticipation, joyful anticipation. Get excited about what you want to bring into your life and then expect it to be. And notice that there is nothing around us. Even that box that is open down there, there's nothing in the box. So more by having less. We don't need a lot of things because a lot of beautiful things are coming our way anyways. So don't worry if things drop off, leave you. Environments change, and during this new moon energy, things could just happen on a turn of a dime. And so we have to, pull it back a little bit and think it through. But I think the fortune, the happiness, the joy, the gifts, the celebration are awaiting each and every one of us in some way, in some form. So exciting changes in our life. Things that we will be like, I can't believe this is happening to me kind of energy in a very good way. Oh, but then we have the Three of Swords. We have to let go of what hurts. I mean, things hurt. Sometimes moving into new energies, first of all, we have that anxiety, that fear of the unknown. We don't know what we're stepping into. And gosh, maybe it'd be better if I just stayed safe over here. At least I know what to expect. So we could have a pulling of the heart between wanting to go after our dreams, our goals, our desires, our wants, and turning it towards not believing in ourselves, not wanting to let go of something, not wanting to have that radical change happen in our lives, trying to stop it in some way. Trust me, it'll be like a wave. You won't be able to stop it. You may break up the wave a little bit, but do you want to if it's a wave coming in of beauty and happiness and joy? But it may not present itself that way to you in the very beginning. And you may be like, whoa, Tilly said only good things and this is happening. Know that it's putting you on the path. It's putting you where you need to be. So go with the flow. Expect it. And it's going to be hard. And there's healing involved here. This is maybe perhaps a 2 week period where we are allowed to heal for those old scars, those old wounds, those things that somebody said to us long ago and we took as a truth, and it was just their opinion, or somebody hurt us in some way. And forgive them. And when I say forgive them, don't invite them out to lunch, but forgive them for being too toxic to be in your life. Too toxic, or too greedy, or too selfish, or too unaware of how their actions or their words hurt you. And forgive them for their stupidity. Forgive yourself. So often we are so hard on ourselves. Forgive yourself. It happened. Move forward. If it's happened, there's not much you can do about changing it. Unless you're Superman, you can fly around the earth backwards and change time. Chances are, now you have to deal with that going forward. So get proactive about how you're going to deal with it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself things that just simply aren't true. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, the aha moment, the epiphany, the new beginning, the new start. This could be something that you have never even dreamed of before, of entertaining as part of your life, as part of your path, as part of your day-to-day routines, perhaps. So be open to different cultures and thought patterns and perceptions and customs and traditions, because something's going to ignite you. Each and every one of us, it'll be so different, but something will ignite us. And remember, Mercury is also there. So Mercury must be caught up in all of this energy. And Mercury is going to start preparing for its retrograde. So Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Mercury is coming to tell you what you need to do, where you need to go, what you need to act upon, what you need to say. And pay attention. Meditate on it. Journal it. The aha moments, the epiphanies. The Eight of Cups is once again about letting something go in the past, or leaving in the past. Now, this might be something that we actually want to keep in our lives. Chances are it's going to hold you back, though. Sometimes we have to move forward. And so often I think of the young adult that's leaving home for the first time. They're excited. They're full of anticipation. They're embarking upon a journey. But they have to let go of knowing that there was always mom and dad at home, asking them about their day, helping them out with the little odds and ends and in-betweens, and giving them rides and giving them a little extra cash, and making sure that supper was on the table and a full fridge and the lights came on and now that's going to be a responsibility of that person, that individual, as they move forward in life. Nobody's going to be there to help them. Excuse me. And so that can be scary. That can stop them from leaving. That could stop them from leaving if they thought about it in a negative energy of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford the electricity bill, and how am I going to pay for all these groceries, and how am I going to get from A to B without somebody being able to give me a ride? And it might set fear and anxiety into a potentially wonderful move. So be careful of that kind of energy, because we're afraid to let go of, we're afraid to step into the unknown. We actually procrastinate and miss the opportunities available to us. We have one more, and it's the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles says take a risk, but an educated risk. The King of Pentacles has a crown, a living vine. So it's new ideas, new perceptions, new ways of looking at things. Taking old ideas and moving them around, jiggling them up a little bit, adding something new or different to it to make it something new and wonderful and unique. He's one of the, this is about family, this is about being grounded, this is about finances and financial success when it's the king. But you have to think through it, and yes, you do have to take some kind of risk. Usually when he comes out, there's a risk involved, but it's up to you to measure out the risk. Do I do it? So, yes, once again, here we are. We're journaling. We're drawing a line down the middle of the page. We're writing the reasons why, the reasons why not. And if it's a lack of knowledge, then we need to seek the knowledge so we make the right decisions. Because some of these decisions are going to be magical. They're going to be little miracles showing up in our lives. We can always use a little miracle in our lives. Okay, let's get a mantra card here. I've got all the decks waiting to be dealt out. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of energy that will allow us to know the right move. The more we look within, the more we listen to ourselves, the more we pay attention to what our gut is saying, what our heart is saying, what our sage wisdom is telling us. And things can happen just out of the blue, and we have to be ready for them. Not to just jump in with both feet, but to say, hey, that's an idea. I need to write that down. I need to research it. I need to ask some questions. I need to find somebody to partner with and start doing that. Or I've got this all on my own. Enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. So many times people tell me that they have a very weak intuition, or they don't trust their intuition. They would, if they think, if their intuition is telling them yes, they do a no, because it'll turn out better. Because when they follow their intuition, it's just a mess, they tell me. Your intuition is like any other muscle or any other talent or ability. If you came into this earth and you were going to be the next Picasso, that you never ever picked up a paintbrush or a sculpting knife or anything, and so this remained dormant in you. But the day you did, the day you decided, you know what, I'm going to try, it starts to just come out. And you start to develop it. And at first, that statue is not going to, you're going to try and do a Michelangelo, and it's going to turn out looking more like Kermit the Frog or something the first time around. And that's okay, because you have to work on that talent. You haven't used it yet. You haven't worked on that ability. You haven't made it from that, that diamond in the rough into the diamond. And you have to put discipline in place, and you have to put perseverance in place, and you have to put a patience with yourself in place. And you have to start growing that muscle, that talent, that ability. And as you do, you get better and better and better and better until you're fabulous, until you're great, until you're amazing. Same thing with your intuition. So the next time you hear your phone buzz, try and guess who it is before you look to see who it is or what the message may be. Or if you're coming to a light, if it's going to be red or yellow or green. Or if you want a parking space in the mall parking lot, where will it be? Start, walk down the street and just tap into, somebody crossing your path, and what are they thinking? What are they going through? What is their life like? And make a story about it. More often than not, you would be a little scared at how close you came to the reality of what they were actually walking. Because we cross paths, our auras touch, our energies touch. They do imprint. Absolutely. Everything does. So pursue spiritual growth. So meditation, journaling, raising your intuition, growing your intuition. There's so many things that you can do. What's going to be the next commercial on TV? Whatever it is. Play with it. Have fun with it. What's going to be the next car that goes by my house? Is it going to be a car or a truck? or a bike. Okay. This is a time when we are in search of something more meaningful to add to our life. This is the time to meditate, deliberate, self-evaluate, withdraw voluntarily from the world, and seek truth and solitude. Rest and quiet retreat. Isn't that funny? With the Four of Swords coming out there first. Rest and a quiet retreat away from the daily routine will allow you to consider enlightened decisions to go in the direction of your heart. This may be a time to seek advice, spiritual guidance, reach out to a mentor, or maybe somebody of experience. The mantra is, I search for wisdom and mental clarity. And when you search for wisdom and mental clarity, it is sure to find you. Let's get, we won't do a Journey of Love card yet. We'll get an animal. Let's see what animal comes to greet us. Look at this. The elephant is back. Go the extra mile. I think our elephant is very intuitive too, if I remember correctly. So, there's that intuition again. So, nurture, productive. Communicate, telepathy, and listen. So, telepathy. The purpose of life is not to be happy, but to matter, to be productive, to be useful, to have it make some difference at all that you were here. Elephant reminds you that when you feel like quitting, it just means you have some extra steps to take. Many times people set goals and stop in the middle of them, frustrated, but elephant motivates you to keep going. It could be an exercise program, a new skill that you want to try, or a friend that you have been meaning to call. Elephant teaches us that being gentle, having commitment, and clear communication can help in all relationships in our lives. On the outside, elephant looks like an intimidating creature, but she is actually a nurturer, wanting everybody to succeed and feeling protected. Elephant is telepathic and with a sixth sense can feel the energy around her with friends, family, even strangers. She senses danger and responds accordingly. Elephant reminds you where you are needed and how to start to get a good feel for where you are needed. The words may not be spoken. Although elephants are large and heavy, they walk noiselessly and with much grace. Elephant gives you subtle hints that you are needed. So, pay attention to all the signs with all your senses. And we'll get a Journey of Love card because these cards just bring the reading to... I mean, I don't know what you're going through right now, and it might be just horrific. It might be... And we did have the Three of Swords out here, so yes, you could be feeling pain. You could be feeling chaos. You could be feeling a lot of stress. Absolutely. Depression. So... I'm here to tell you, it's about to get a lot better. So start dreaming of what you want to come into your life. And stop looking at the negative. Stop looking at the what you don't have. Start looking at what you have. What you have to work with. And maybe you'll find that you don't need a lot of that. Maybe all of a sudden you're having a yard sale and you're selling almost everything because you're going to fund yourself for something great and something wonderful and something new and something different and something unique, and you're going to take a chance and a risk on yourself, and you have researched it and you know what you're doing and your heart is longing for it, and expect it to show up. Expect it to find you. But pay attention so that you see it when it shows up. Sensual Awakening, 64. 6 plus 4 is a 10. That's the Wheel card. New beginnings, new starts. Okay, we'll do the poem first. It's quite long, actually. I dare not touch my heart's desire that sings a melody so still and lights within a yearning fire, a void that you alone can fill. I cannot say how my heart aches, nor speak the words as embers burn. Such blessings come to those who wait, a love that asks not in return. An open soul a risk must bear, to love without restrictions held, to reach another level rare, where two embraced as one are meld. To taste surrender's nectar sweet, by piercing through the veil so thin, and bathe in joy as tears release. A promised dance begins again. See what I mean? Are my boys being good? Are you being good boys right now? You want to come up, right, Milo? Yes. Okay. Hello. Got a kiss from Mom? Yes. Okay, now you have to go down. Yes. Very good. Okay. Within the sacred temple of your body, your soul experiences the vast buffet of life made manifest. Your sensuality is a way for your soul to express appreciation, pleasure, joy. Your sensuality is much like your creative energy. It needs to be expressed regularly. Otherwise, it can become muffled under a fuzz of too much thinking. You're being called to experience your sensual nature again. You are beautiful and vivid, striking and appealing. Allow your sensual appreciation for yourself and others to flow and enjoy this unique experience of being a soul awakened in a body awakening. It's all love. This oracle brings you guidance that your sensual nature needs to play, and it doesn't require an external lover to do so, though that is one way, of course. It can be expressed through massage, creating art, spending time in nature, swimming, dancing, feeling the sun or air on your skin, drinking an aromatic tea, taking a bath. Play with what feels good for you and enjoy the indulgence. It will bring you a renewed energy. Apart from that, it's fun. So start bringing in the joy and the happiness. What do you want to experience when it comes to joy and happiness? And go out and start experiencing some of those things. Raise your vibration, raise your energy. This is a time when miracles can happen, aha moments, revelations can come in. Self-discovery awakens you to new paths or new ways of doing, being, becoming. So raise your energy. Have that aromatic sip of tea. Or take a walk through nature. Or paint or dance. Or just celebrate you and celebrate life. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.